Let's take a little trip across continents, through myth and legend, to meet three of the most electrifying gods ever imagined. Indra from India, Zeus from Greece, and Chango from the Yoruba pantheon of West Africa. Now, before you ask, no, they don't all walk into a bar together, but if they did, you can bet the place would lose power, flood, and then promptly catch on fire. But as we explore the myths of these thunderous deities, let's poke a little fun at the idea that maybe, just maybe, they're all the same guy, just with really impressive frequent flyer miles. Begin with Indra. Picture a deity with a golden body, riding a white elephant named Airavata, hurling thunderbolts like darts at a pub. Indra is the king of the gods in Hindu mythology. He controls the rain, commands storms, and is pretty much the original cloud computing specialist. He loves a good drink, Soma to be specific. Think of Soma as the ancient world's Red Bull. Indra drinks it, becomes unstoppable, and then, not content with subduing mere mortals, he goes head-to-head with demons, dragons, and occasionally, his own dignity. His most famous bout? Slaying Vritra, a snake demon who hoarded all the world's waters. Indra, with a plot twist that would make any action movie jealous, cracks open the sky, liberates the rivers, and establishes himself as the original rainmaker. Now let's hop over to Greece, where Zeus sits atop Mount Olympus, throwing thunderbolts so casually you'd think he was flicking spent toothpicks off his balcony. Zeus is, of course, the king of the Greek gods. He is a little more, let's say, romantically adventurous than Indra. If Indra is the guy who saves your village from drought, Zeus is the one you don't invite to your wedding, unless you want surprise guests in the form of swans, bulls, or showers of gold. But to be fair, Zeus is also in charge of the weather. Rain, thunder, lightning, the whole shebang. He keeps the other gods in line, mostly, makes sure mortals pay their dues, and maintains a reputation as the ultimate sky father. Off to West Africa, let's meet Chango, or Shango if you prefer. Here's a god who doesn't just control thunder and lightning, he embodies it. Chango is the Yoruba god of thunder, drumming, dance, and let's not forget, the patron of fire and virility. Imagine a deity who can summon a storm with a flick of the wrist and then lead the after-party with a drum solo so powerful it shakes the ground. Chango is bold, brash, and famous for his love of women, music, and, surprise, drinking. His stories are full of dramatic battles and wild escapades, like the time he called down lightning to destroy his enemies, or how he won his wife, the river goddess Oshun, with a blend of charm and, presumably, some very impressive pyrotechnics. Now, if you haven't noticed a pattern, let's lay it all out. All three are kings of their respective gods. All three wield thunder and lightning like they have exclusive rights to the Weather Channel. Each has a reputation for being, let's say, enthusiastic about parties, drinks, and romance. And all three have stories about defeating serpentine monsters, ruling over storms, and occasionally getting themselves into trouble with other gods, or humans. So, are Indra, Zeus, and Chango the same person? Well, if you ask the gods themselves, they'd probably scoff, crack open a rain cloud, and challenge each other to a lightning bolt throwing contest. But let's talk syncretism, the ultimate ancient remix. Syncretism is what happens when cultures meet, myths mingle, and suddenly everyone's gods start looking suspiciously similar. It's like ancient people played an epic game of Guess Who, and kept flipping down the wrong faces until all they had left was Guy with Thunderbolt. Take Indra and Zeus. The Greeks and the ancient Indians didn't exactly have Facebook, but their stories traveled along trade routes, with merchants and travelers swapping tales. Indo-European languages share roots, and so do their myths. The concept of a sky father wielding thunder is as old as civilization itself. Zeus gets his thunderbolt, Indra gets his Vajra, and all the myths about who controls the weather start to converge. And Chango? When Africans were brought to the Americas, their gods came with them. Through the crucible of colonialism and the blending of cultures, Chango merged with Catholic saints, took on new stories, and yet still throws lightning. In Cuba, Brazil, Trinidad, Chango's name is still called in drumming ceremonies that echo with thunder. His legend adapted, but the core remained. King of thunder, master of storms, lord of the party. If you look closely, you'll see that nearly every culture has a thunder god. Thor in Norse myth, Perun in Slavic stories, Tlaloc in Aztec legend. It's almost as if, when people looked up at the sky and saw lightning, they all thought, That's definitely someone important, and I bet he likes a good drink. But let's not get carried away. If Indra, Zeus, and Chango ever met, they'd have a lot to talk about. Favorite thunderbolt shapes, the best way to crash a feast, and maybe tips on keeping their many, many romantic partners happy. But they're not quite the same person. Think of them as members of the same exclusive club, the International Brotherhood of Thunder Gods. Membership perks include the ability to summon storms, a guaranteed seat at every celestial banquet, and of course, never having to wait for rain. So, next time there's a thunderstorm, remember, somewhere Indra might be liberating the rivers, Zeus could be flexing his muscles to impress a new love interest, and Chango just might be drumming up a party you wish you were invited to. Are they the same person? Maybe not. But through syncretism, mythology, and a universal human love for dramatic weather, they're definitely kindred spirits. Proof that, no matter where you are in the world, everyone loves a god with a good story and a flair for the dramatic. And if lightning ever strikes twice, just blame it on their group chat.